Hi guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. I am doing a video where I rated books on Goodreads a 5 star, supposedly, 5 star, but let me remind you that rating these books, it was 2024, right? I didn't really know how. Okay, I'm calling out my BS. I wanted it to be different. I just didn't want to rate a book a bad rating, so I gave it the benefit of the doubt and just rated it a 5 star. So I'm gonna be doing a little exploring because I never researched anyone that I gave a 5 star to a book and they're a bad rating. I never read a bad rating off of these books off of Goodreads. So I'm gonna be doing that. I'm gonna be doing reading the books I gave a 5 star, their worst reviews. Okay. Um, Second of all, I don't want to change anything from my Goodreads. I feel like this is what I gave it. This is maybe I was feeling it. Maybe I was like, oh, I loved it. Lies, I guess, because I'm questioning myself. Okay. First one. The first book of 2024 that I ever rated a 5 star is Spy Family. Okay, some manga, won't work. And oh, surprisingly, there is people that gave it a 1 star. I gave it a 5 star. So let's see. The first one. Okay, 1 star. Not for me. I was a bit bored by the story in the first third. James Bond was better. I originally thought it was going to be one of those creepy stories that Japan seems to be quite fond of, with an older man who adopts a young girl who eventually has romantic feelings for him. It got a little more interesting when the wife came in the second third. Thank you to the publisher for a free e-arc in exchange for an honest review. I knew what Spy Family was, but I've read some mangas that were quite like, but I love manga. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, I have series of mangas that I literally have over there. Like, I would reread them. Probably one series I would reread, and I have this one manga series that it's called Shortcake Cake. It's so good. I haven't finished it yet. I haven't gotten the full series. So hopefully this year I can. Um, but honestly, I knew what Spy Family was once when I got it. Second book is Archer's Voice. Yep, it does. The first bad 1 star comment is, am I missing something? Am I reading a different book? How do people like this book? Okay, let me say something about this. Archer's Voice was definitely a surpriser to me because I was like, oh, it's gonna be something about this guy that he's going through illness or something. And when I got further into the book, the spice scenes are insane. I I thought it was friendly. I thought it was like, oh my gosh, he's overcoming his illness and stuff, which I don't know how I thought of that because it literally says in the cover, it says a love story, Archer's Voice. So I thought that this book was going to be about illness, this guy's suffering. And it's like, I thought it was going to be like YA, like similar to Beach Read. I mean, not Beach Read, what? Um, Better than the movies. Because I was like, I don't know. I just thought that it was going to be like that. And when I was reading it, I was like, no way. Is this happening right now. But overall, I did like it. If I would reread it, I would probably give it like a 3 star. Um, oh my gosh. Okay, the next 5 stars are the whole Twisted series. Um, but to be honest, the Twisted series, I really loved the Twisted Lies. Twisted Lies was like my biggest one just because I don't like that much spice scenes. This Twisted Lies was like more about like their life and this and that, or maybe I'm just like not remembering the last three, but the last one was, I loved it. I don't know. To me, it had less spice scenes, so but let's check out Twisted Love. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, this is long. Okay. Oh boy. Let's go. Let me hype myself up before I write this one. Okay. Another absurdly overhyped book. Everyone tells me this series is good books are and the later books are better. I don't doubt it. I don't think Anna is a bad writer. Her writing is tolerable and sometimes even enjoyable. Can't say the same thing for her characters. Nothing in this book or even in its cover are congruent. Anna thought it would be fun to attempt every single trope in the history of the universe with a single story. So you can't really tell if this is a rom-com, a dark romance, or just a joke. You get brother's best friend, neighbor, nightmare, tropes. Who did this to you? My parents died or tried to kill me. Ex psycho boyfriend, billionaire CEO who doesn't date, grumpy sunshine, family members who want to steal your money, and not a single one of these were executed properly. I honestly felt like I was watching a Spanish telenovela. However, I have to mention the best troop of all, the brought the one that brought tears to my eyes. The I am not like other guys, but I would talk exactly like Christian Grey every time I get the chance, so he kind of is like one guy. Alex, our main character, CEO, billionaire with an IQ of 190, hates beer. He is not scared of anything, not even bears, who won't kiss during sex because he hates intimacy. He hates birthdays because everyone has one. He thinks everyone wants him for his magnificent schlong. He has been controlling his family's company since he was 14 because he was always knew he would be CEO one day and his uncle would listen to his 15-year-old demands. He also slut shames his own friends. It is like I am reading the worst Tinder bio ever written, but yet quite possible to exist out there somewhere. The bio under some guy named Ray who lives in Florida is a Republican who hates women. He also says people feared him at 11 because his parents were killed and he swore revenge. It's like a wish version of Batman, except Batman is actually cool. He apparently had a therapist after his parents died. Someone please go take that guy's license because it obviously didn't work. Alex, and I quote, "Is not a toy, so don't play with him unless you want to get hurt." What kind of freaking toys were you playing with you were a child when you were a child, you psychopath? Oh, no, she's clocking T. But yeah, Alex's broken record was too please. Stop trying to humanize me. I am your bad guy. He always he he also guarantees people that biologically reactions can be mastered. Good freaking luck next time you had to sneeze, bro. Hope you don't freaking explode. Our female main character was the sunshine of the party, the most giddy, adorable girl who apparently F's like a, you know, star. This author had a really, really, really weird obsession with. Mm, okay, she's just clocking T. The Alex part is relatable. Not gonna lie. Okay, Twisted Games, 1 star rating. The first one says, I was gonna write a full review for this, but I decided against it in the end. I don't even know how I could expand on what I said. The time jumps made this all the more unrealistic. It just added to the telling and not enough showing. It's basically insta lust. 5% and a man's commented that his D had already gotten hard at Bridget. Bridget also had a wet fantasy dream about him pretty damn early on. The two spent more time having forbidden sex than forbidden love. So yeah, I'm here to say this is not a slow burn, not romantically and not sexually. Less than 20%, and Rice was already wishing to spend more time with Bridget, even though like 10% ago he said he doesn't get involved in clients' personal lives and isn't their friend or whatnot. I think one reason people say this is slow burn. This is slow burn is because 2 years pass until Rice and Bridget kiss, but we don't even see those moments of the 2 years. So it makes it hard for me to believe and accept their feelings. If that doesn't bother you, you might like the relationship more. All the secret glances and soft touches I was expecting. Me too. Non existent, to be honest. I think part of it also has to do with the slow burn I didn't feel. I would have thought they had their first kiss around at least 60% or so, with everything before being full of stolen glances, touches, and moments between them. In conclusion, I don't feel the tension and it's all sexual. I'm too sappy and asexual to believe on the sexual desire with no emotion connection. Rice, I expected him to be more brody and cold for how he was described. He had this cold aura, so you'd expect him to follow through with that harsh attitude. But nothing new. Even Alex from the first book was more cold. True. Rice fits in the touch her and you die trope, but he was a pretty big softy from the beginning. He had no character development. He wasn't mysteriously and Brody at all. Nothing but possessive and jealous, to be honest. That didn't even bother me because I knew he was that, and I know he was that, but that was it. Sure, he has a sad background, but I really felt nothing. Bridget has no dignity. She's basically Rice's dog, and it's funny seeing her give herself up for him. Man's literally made her crawl. Okay. Rice talks dirty, other than there's nothing else about him that was appealing. Tattooed and scared, muscled next. And the suspicion element was also much better in the first book because there was actually some action. The suspense, can we even call it that? What? These people are clocking tea. I can never be this bold, to be honest. I can never. And this was so badly done compared to the first book. I think I appreciate Ava and Alex's story more in that aspect because we actually see it unfold, and like I said, there was actually some action. Not only that, but right from the beginning we're thrown into the suspenseful act, so we go through the book wondering what's happening even if you know what it is. With this, there was none of it for me. I like that Bridget volunteers at an animal shelter. My vegan animal loving self just loves everything animal care related. That's basically it. I'm excited for Jules and Josh's book though, and Stella and Christian with that ending. Okay, valid. Um, if I would reread Twisted Games again, I will probably give it like a 2.5 or 3. I think a solid 3. Yeah. Okay, next, Hate. Twisted Hate was it was okay. I didn't think it was that bad. Okay, let's see. The first one is okay. Calling this enemies to lovers is abysmal. Abysmal? I can't spell that. Okay. The only hate here is my hate for this book. Oh, and she left it at that. She said, period. Okay. I really didn't think it was bad. I honestly, if I would read it again, I would give it a 3.5 or a solid 3, somewhere around there. Okay, Twisted Lies, favorite of them all. Hopefully, there's not that bad. Come on, it's not that bad. Okay, first one. Oh my gosh, this one's too. No, I'm moving on to the second one. I'm sorry. It's too long. Okay, let's read this one. Did I misread or something? Because it was a redundant and cliche. Excruciating. This was generally the worst book in the series. What a way to end this crap show. This hurt my feelings because I really love Christian. Like, I really love Christian and Stella's bond. I don't know. I loved it. Like, if I read this again, I would still give it a 5 star. But it's okay. Everybody has different tastes, you know. Next is better than the movies, of course. Like, duh. I would still give this a 5 if I reread it. I'll probably reread it in the summer because come on. It's like the perfect YA book. Oh, this person said the star is only for Wes, and they gave it 1 star. um, I loved it. I don't know. Okay, another one is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. From the moment she said "holy pepperoni," I realized I was too old to be reading this book. I didn't even. Does she say that? Oh gosh. Okay. Okay. It's okay. I'm okay. I rated so many books a 5 star. This is actually so crazy. Okay. The next one it's showing me is Powerless. I read that this year. No, wait, last year. Like, definitely not in between A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Okay, Powerless. Let's see. I finished it. That's the nicest thing I can say about this book. I loved this book. But to be honest, the cliffhanger was like the one that made it like so crazy. Like, and his obsession with her. Like the obsession was top T. Like it was like T. Like guys, give it a second chance. I know you could because this book is like my like I don't know. It's just the obsession and then the brother and then the end. I just okay. Next. Okay. Next one is Good Girl, Bad Blood. The second book to Good Girls Guide to Murder. Okay. This one says, to be honest, I really didn't like this one. I actually DNF'd it. It was way too similar to the first book and it was a huge letdown. I got halfway through and had to stop because I was so bored. The plot was the same, nothing new and exciting, and you guessed it, something goes missing. Someone goes missing. And who saves the day? Pip. Wow. Sorry to put a damper on a book that has such high hopes, but that's honesty. You crushed me. You crushed me because I actually loved this. I get it though. I get it. Okay, next one is As Good as Dead. This one actually had me so like how do you say that word? Paranoid. So paranoid, so my anxiety was up the roof. Like I had to look around like sometimes I would read this at night too and I'll be like, "Oh my gosh, why am I reading this at night? I should be asleep." I'll be paranoid and like staying up the whole night because I wouldn't I just wouldn't go to sleep because I'm scared. But anyways, I loved the first 2 books, but this took a dark turn and I was so sad to see how Pip had become. I was also surprised that Ravi and her friends went along with Pip's plan. Right. Even when it was clear she was not in the right state of mind. This story completely unraveled the characters I once knew and I feel as though they deserve a better ending. I agree. I actually agree on this comment. Just because I don't want to spoil it because maybe I'll do that for a video. talking about the series I read. But I'm not gonna do this on this video because you know I don't want to spoil it and ruin it for some people. But I do wish they had a different ending and it didn't have to be like that. The people that read it. Okay, now we're moving on to The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. I love this one. Um, oh, just straight up F this crap. 1 star. Um, while reading this, I I felt like the days repeated so many times. I was literally gonna DNF it. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it hope. And boom, it turned out good. Next book is Nothing Like the Movies. The second book to Better Than the Movies. Ugh, this book tore my heart, literally. I cried actually. Um, in my first book video, you could see that I was crying. But yeah, um, this one says when Taylor Swift said it was unnecessary, should have let it stay buried. She was talking about this book. Oh, these comments hurt me. Like, what? Okay, The Housemaid, the first book. Let's see. Um, the first book was amazing for me, like brilliant. So let's see this first comment. This is the dumbest thing I have ever read. I am pissed about the high rating. There wasn't a single thing that made it even a tiny bit of sense. And it just kept getting dumber and dumber, even when you didn't think it was possible. No, I don't agree with this comment. I actually loved the first book. Like, what? The first book was amazing. The second book was like, okay. And then the third book was like, it just didn't really have that mis- it did have mystery. It just didn't have that thriller to it. I don't know. I think it was okay. Okay. The next one is The Handmaid's Secret. This book was okay. I loved it. I liked it, but loved was the first one. This comment says DNF. I couldn't do it if I had to read one more time about her not wanting to tell Brock about her past, one more time about not moving in together, one more time about Enzo, one more time about the prickling sensation or Xavier. Millie's character development from the first book did a complete 180. All she does in this book is whine. I think this should have ended with the first book. I do semi agree with this one just because she was like hurting. Okay, not talking about this, but she was basically like talking with this one guy and it didn't work out. You could tell. But she like led him on and she still had a crush on Enzo. But the thriller was high. Like I was like, what? The ending was chef's kiss, literally. Okay, next one is Beach Breed by Emily Henry. I love this book. Like, come on. Okay. The first comment said, or not the first, but I'm looking for a shorter one because there's so many long ones. Okay, this one says, if I have to read another Crooked Smile again, I'm going to die. Not gonna lie, I I almost DNF'd this book. Literally. So close. I was literally holding myself on there. But when you get towards like the end or the middle, like little like 200 page, right? It's bomb. Love. Loved it. That's the end. Um Actually I didn't really think I did too much with the 5 star thing. But definitely some of the books are like questionable, and I should probably rethinking of rereading them and setting a proper rating for them. Some of these comments were very true, and I just need to set my priorities straight and be like, stand my ground. This is what I think about this book. I'm just too shy, like even through the internet. Like, what if the author sees that comment? I'm like, I actually love it, please. Thank you guys for watching.